Ever wonder why straight A students often achieve less than C students in real life? This paradox has puzzled educators and parents for decades. But the answer might shock you. Meet Sarah, valedictorian of her class. Perfect GPA. Every teacher's dream student back in 2010. Today, she works a mediocre office job, struggling to make ends meet in her cramped apartment. Meanwhile, her classmate Jake, who barely passed with C's, just sold his third startup for millions. How is this even possible? The education system promised us that good grades equal success. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from, and hit like if you want to discover the most unexpected truth. Here's the brutal reality. Excellent students learn to follow rules, not break them creatively. They master the art of pleasing authority figures instead of questioning the system around them. C students? They're already entrepreneurs in disguise, finding shortcuts and alternative solutions to problems daily. Think about it. Who's more likely to start a revolutionary business? Someone who spent years perfecting the ability to give teachers exactly what they wanted to hear? Or someone who constantly challenged conventional methods and found their own unique approaches? Research from Boston College tracked students for 20 years after graduation, revealing stunning patterns. The highest achievers academically showed significantly lower entrepreneurial success rates than average performers. Dr. Robert Sternberg's studies prove that creative intelligence matters more than analytical intelligence for real-world success. Perfect students become perfect employees, but rarely become the employers who hire those employees. They excel at solving problems that already have known solutions and established methodologies. But entrepreneurship demands creating solutions for problems that have never been solved before in history. C students learned something invaluable that A students missed. Failure isn't the end of everything. They developed resilience, adaptability, and most importantly, they learned to recover from setbacks quickly. When A students face their first major failure in the real world, they often crumble completely. Their entire identity was built on being perfect, so imperfection becomes an existential crisis. C students? They've been dealing with imperfection their whole lives. It's just another Tuesday. Let's examine the psychological patterns that create these dramatically different life outcomes over time. Excellent students develop what psychologists call fixed mindset, believing intelligence and ability are permanent traits. Average students develop growth mindset, understanding that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. When faced with challenges, fixed mindset people avoid risks to protect their perfect self-image. Growth mindset individuals embrace challenges as opportunities to expand their capabilities and knowledge base. This explains why C students become serial entrepreneurs, while A students remain in safe corporate positions. The education system rewards conformity, memorization, and reproducing information exactly as taught previously. Real-world success requires innovation, critical thinking, and the ability to synthesize completely new ideas. A students learn to suppress their natural curiosity, to focus on what would appear on tests. C students maintained their curiosity because they weren't as invested in the formal academic approval system. They pursued passion projects, developed hobbies, and built skills that schools didn't value or recognize. These irrelevant activities often became the foundation for their future business empires and success stories. Consider Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group. He struggled academically due to dyslexia throughout school. His inability to excel in traditional academics forced him to develop exceptional people skills instead. Those people skills became the cornerstone of building a business empire worth billions of dollars. Bill Gates famously dropped out of Harvard, abandoning his perfect academic trajectory for uncertain entrepreneurship. Steve Jobs was a college dropout who revolutionized multiple industries through unconventional thinking patterns. The pattern is clear. Breakthrough success often requires abandoning the conventional path to academic excellence. But here's the most important insight that parents and students desperately need to understand today. This doesn't mean grades are completely irrelevant, or that students should intentionally perform poorly. The key is developing both academic competence and entrepreneurial skills, like creativity and resilience. Encourage curiosity beyond the curriculum. Embrace failures as learning opportunities, and question established methods. Teach children that their worth isn't determined by grades, but by their ability to solve problems. The most successful people combine academic knowledge with street smarts and emotional intelligence development. They understand that school is just preparation for life, not life itself or the final destination. So next time you see a C student, don't write them off as lazy or unintelligent. They might just be developing the exact skills needed to become tomorrow's most successful entrepreneurs. And if you're a former A student feeling stuck, it's never too late to develop entrepreneurial mindset. Start taking calculated risks, embrace failure as feedback, and remember that perfection often prevents progress. The real world rewards those who can adapt, innovate, and persist through uncertainty and constant change. What matters isn't how you performed in artificial academic environments, but how you perform in reality. So whether you were an A student or C student, focus on developing skills that actually matter.